Hi guys, welcome back to a new episode of Loud Pipe. I'm in the M2. I just wanted to give you an update really guys. I got a new steering wheel which I ordered from Berry BMW in Chiswick. I had it fitted just before Christmas, actually on Christmas Eve, so a big thumbs up to the guys down there for making that happen for me. I'm really chuffed actually, because as we know, BMW like to make a minimal looking interior, so getting the steering wheel just gives you that special look and special feel and brings the interior, the cockpit, just raises the game just a little bit more. I've got Alcantara on the left side, Alcantara on the right side of the steering wheel, leather on top, leather at the bottom with the blue strip at the top, with the M tri-color stitching on the inside, with a open pore carbon fiber finish for the cover. I was a little bit worried because when I looked on the website, the carbon fiber finish on the cover was glossed. Alright, so I was a little bit like, oh, I wasn't sure whether I should get it or not. I ordered it anyway because the steering wheel is a nice looking steering wheel. I went down to look at the steering wheel before they fitted it, and it was an open carbon fiber finish, so I was really happy about that. They later told me the one on the website is actually for an M4, so happy days. Also guys, I'm doing a video on how to do maintenance on your car, just small maintenance checks on your car, just to keep it, you know, up to scratch. Things like your oil, things like your coolant levels, things like cleaning the car, what type of method and system you should be using, and so forth. So that video is going to be coming at you. I'm actually going to put it together with this video because I believe there's a lot of YouTubers out there who make video upon video which they could have just put together. I'm not going to be one of those guys who makes a video because I got some new brake calipers put on and then straight afterwards I'm doing another video because I got, you know, some carbon fiber exhaust tips put on. I'd rather do a video that does the whole lot together, just so you guys get a better insight on, you know, what type of things I'm doing to the car. At the moment I've only just got the steering wheel, I haven't done anything else, so I thought I'd give you an update on that. I am looking into whether I should actually invest in a M Performance exhaust system. You know, the jury's been out on that for me a little bit because the stock exhaust system is really good, sounds really loud, and I'm just wondering if I get that, is it too much? So if you got any comments for me guys, or any advice, or if anyone's got one, you know, please put something in the comments for me to look at, and maybe that will sway my decision to actually get one or don't get one. All right, so I'm looking forward to some comments below. So guys, I'm on my way up to Chipperfield. I've got a friend that lives down that way and he's got a C63, and actually that goes back to the washing the car situation. He went into a car wash with his C63 that had some type of chemical on the microfiber cloth that they used on his sat nav screen, and which stripped the protective coat off it. As you could imagine, he was very upset, and it cost quite a lot of money, and gives me every justification to not use a car wash and wash it myself. I know a lot of guys can't be bothered and it's time consuming, but if you just keep on top of washing your car, it doesn't take that long. All right guys, you get your hands wet, a little bit dirty, but you know that can save you in the long run hundreds of pounds. All right guys, so stay tuned, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll be right at you. Welcome back to this part of the video. I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you how I go through it, what I use when I'm washing the car. Okay, so I'll start off with, I've got two buckets. I always make sure that I use a separate bucket, sponge and alloy cleaner for the alloys, and I use a separate bucket and sponge for the bodywork of the cars. So that's just so we don't get any cross contamination. First of all, what I do, I spray the car down fully to get as much grit, grime and dirt off before I add a sponge to it. Otherwise, what you'd end up doing is washing the grit into the paintwork, and then you get all these swirl marks that end up down the side of the car. Okay, as I said, I always start off with the alloys. You get a lot of rust when you wash your alloys because you're spraying it and the product's going onto it. What I'd suggest when you're spraying on your alloy cleaner, that you're not directly spraying it into the brake discs, you're spraying it at an angle so you can get the spokes. You move over to the other side and you spray in that angle like that. Okay guys, really important that you try not to put too much of this stuff onto your brake discs because it can be corrosive even though it is a pH balanced one. Okay, once you've washed the alloys, you will notice that your brake discs carry a bit of rust. What I normally do, because I can't take the alloys off, I will go for a spin round the corner and then all the rust usually rubs off your disc and it splashes all against your alloy. I will then rub that down. Okay guys, so again, really important, keep your bucket separate from the bucket that you use to wash the car. You do not use that sponge or this bucket to wash your car because all you're going to do is carry rust and brake dust onto your car and you're going to scratch the hell out of your car. Okay guys, I'm using a wax-free shampoo because if you've already got wax on your car, what you don't want to do is be adding a wax type shampoo to the car and just swirling it all around, and when it dries you get this kind of like greasy kind of look on the car rather than a shine. So like I said, I use a wax-free one. I wash the car all the way down, and then what I do at the end of that is I spray the car down fully again. And the trick here guys is once you've done that, okay, you've washed your alloys, you've washed the car, you've gone through the pre-wash, the most important thing thereafter guys is to make sure that you dry this car or your car as quickly as possible. So I've got loads of microfiber towels. I've got this big jumbo one here. Alright, and this baby, this sucks up a lot of water and it does it really quickly. So once this bigger one is done that, then I start to use the smaller, the thinner type jumbo towels. Okay, always make sure guys that you haven't got any like sand or grit in the back of your boot, you know, because what it will do, your microfiber towels will cling onto those, and as you start to dry your car, what you're actually doing then is rubbing in whatever grit you've got in your boot all over your car and you just get scratches. So always make sure they're very clean and no contaminants are in there. Okay, alright, so those are my towels for drying. Alright, then I've got loads of other small microfiber towels that I use. I always hot wash these and I dry them or I'll hang them up to dry. Okay, once I've done that guys, drive the car. Okay, then I can start going into a bit of a mini detail. Okay, first of all, I'll get onto the alloys. I don't use a tire shine that you spray on. What I'm using is a gel, black gel, and I've got an applicator that I use for the alloys. Okay, and that just allows me to pull it onto the car without excess once I drive off, splashing all down the side of the car. Just remember guys, don't put too much of this stuff on, just a little blob. You just go right around it, nice and easy. I've tried lots of different ways, and to be fair, the sprays and all that are just a little bit messy. As soon as I've done that guys, I've got the rapid detailer, and what I do, I use one of the microfiber towels with this. It's an auto gleam type, and then I just use it on the cloth. I don't spray it onto the car because again, if the car's warm, it starts to dry into the paintwork and you've got like these swirl marks. So I spray it into a microfiber cloth. Okay, I let it absorb into the cloth, then I take a dry cloth, and then what I do with the cloth that has the auto gleam detailer in it, I'm rubbing it in and I'm shining the car at the same time. Otherwise it just gets all a bit greasy and you get too much gunk all over the paintwork of the car. Alright, also I thought I'd take this opportunity to say that I use everything OE for the car. I know it's a little bit ridiculous, but I think if you just use everything BMW for the car, you've got less chance of damaging your car. So for my engine oil, I'm using the twin power turbo, that is 0W30. I always make sure I use that. It comes straight out of BMW. I don't need to worry, I've got a spare one in the boot there, so if that runs out I've got another one. I'm also using guys antifreeze. Alright, again it's a BMW recommended one. I don't need to worry. I do a 50-50, so if it's 500 ml, then I'll put 500 ml of water that goes into the front. Alright, so just to make sure whenever I'm driving around and pushing the car quite hard, I've got all the bits that I need. If I break down on the side of the road, I know it's most likely not to be anything to do with coolant or anything to do with having no oil in the car. It's mostly to do with the car. Alright guys, I do use brushes sometimes on the alloys, that's if I really want to get into it, but to be fair, if you keep on top of the car and you keep it clean, then you don't have to work as hard when you do wash the car. Okay, so I actually washed this yesterday. Okay, maybe 2-3 days. What I might do is spray the car down, give it a quick wipe with my clean bucket, and that is it. If you let the car get dirty over a period of time, what will end up happening, guys, is you get this deep ingrained dirt onto the car, and then you've got a higher probability of scratching your paintwork. Okay, I always start from the top down, because it's really important, guys, that you don't start using your clean sponge and your water at the bottom of the car and then start washing at the top of the car, because what you're doing is you're traveling grit and grime to the top of the car. So what you want to do is wash the top of the car, wash all the way down. I keep it around about here, or just below here, okay, from the top down. And then what I do at the end of that, then I use that sponge and then I'll go around the bottom. Okay guys, try to not do these circular motions into your car, because again, if you've got any grit, what you'd mostly do is just be rubbing that around on the paint. Okay, so I try to go in long ways or up and down ways. Okay guys, so really important that you get that right. Okay, moving on to the interior of the car, it's really important that you're as expeditious on the inside as you was on the outside. Okay, I don't take too many risks or use too many chemicals. Okay, I've got leather cleaner for my seats. I wring out a microfiber cloth with just water just to wipe down the inside. I don't really use any chemicals on my sat nav screen. Really dangerous area there, guys, because you could end up stripping the protective film that is on the sat nav screen, so beware of that. Okay, I've got a small hoover that I use to hoover around the car and any bits of dirt that are on the seats, and that's about it, guys. I've got a small little brush for the Alcantara areas, like the armrest here, the gator for the transmission, and obviously for the new steering wheel of the car. And that's about it. Just use your common sense, don't take too many risks, and you should be absolutely fine. Okay guys, I've finished off the video now, so if you want to leave me any comments, if you want to ask me any questions, if I'm not sure, I will find out for you. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon in the near future in 2019.